Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the ScarCorp channel. Let me ask you a question. Do you like Bud Light? Yes, you do. Let me show you how easy it is to make some of your own at home. Let's take a look. Alright, so tonight we'll be making what I think is the closest thing to Bud Light in taste, color, flavor, all that kind of good stuff. So to do that, we will need one of these soup cans full of goop, is what I call it. Tonight I'm using Morgan's Canadian Light. Now I've tried also the American style light. Was close, but I think you'll find the results are a little bit better with this one. To sweeten it, I'm going to use high maltose brewing syrup. So instead of your dextrose or table sugar or whatever you use. And then I have a few other things here to help me along the way. So let's get started. Alright, so under the lid you'll find instructions, also beer yeast. Put that aside for a bit. Next we need to open the can. So I got some Star San in here. Alright, so usually you would put it in a hot pot and melt this stuff, but I just wanted to show you what it looks like before you heat it up. This is just room temperature, so it's kind of like molasses goop kind of stuff. So anyway, I got insanely hot water out of my tap, so I'm just going to stick this inside and let it sit here for a few minutes. Alright, once you're satisfied your can is warm, take about 4 liters and dump them in your bucket. This is hot water. Alright, so that's when one of these spatulas comes in handy. Sanitize. And add. Alright, once you get everything, put it aside. Then we will add our brewing syrup. Okay, now we will stir it all up. Smells very sugary, sweet. Also, when you're doing this and when you're pouring the water, bubbles are your friend. The more oxygen you get in here, the better your beer will taste. Remember, oxygen before fermentation is your friend. Oxygen after fermentation is your enemy. Ooh, look at that. Wow. Smells amazing too. Alright, next part is simple. We have to fill it to about 23 liters. You can use bottled water, you can use reverse osmosis water like I got here. You can use your tap water like I'm gonna do. Just basically anything with no chlorine in it. And when I do it about a medium heat, because we need, when we pitch the yeast, we need this to be between 71 to 86 Fahrenheit. That's 22 to 30 degrees Celsius. If you're not sure if your temperature is right, why don't you stop it just before the 23 liter mark, let's say at 20 liters. Get a thermometer, sanitize it, and check it. I'm still about 80 degrees, so I will keep my same temperature and keep going. And there we go, roughly 23 liters. Look at that beautiful foam. When you're satisfied with the level and the temperature, it's time to add the yeast. So for the yeast, you just want to sprinkle it on top. And with these directions, you want to stir it for about 30 seconds. Sanitize your lid. Loosely cover it for about 3 to 4 days. After that, all your froth will dissipate and you'll be ready for the next step. I'll see you then. Hey guys, welcome back. It's been about 5 days or so. So let's open up this lid, see what it looks like, and measure our alcohol content as of today. Alright, so I just had it loosely covered with just one of these guys. And you can use anything you want. You just want the oxygen to be able to come out in that. So let's open this guy up. Oh wow. Yeah, you can get that beer smell right off the bat, and this is looking great. So as you see, you will get some of the yeast and all basically the gunk that'll form every time around your bucket. That's totally normal, nothing to worry about there. And most of the bubbles you see have dissipated, just a little bit of head at the top. So what we can do, this might not be finished completely as well, depending on the room temperature and everything else of your brewing room. It might or might not be done. So just sanitized our barometer, give it a tiny spin, and we are sitting at 1014. So we want to be in the 1008 mark to be actually done, or lower. So this means it can probably go still for another about 2 days maybe. So that'll so our next step will actually aid in that as well. So let's see what we have to do now. Alright, next step is quite easy. We got a siphon there, and we're going to our carboy. So always have it up lower when you're siphoning off. Okay, just taking you off the tripod. So in this step, you don't want bubbles and you don't want a lot of air in there. So what I do is I put the hose right up against the carboy, and that kind of minimizes the splash, the air bubbles, all of that kind of stuff. So that's kind of the trick I use. The other trick is I put a little cloth or anything that's not slippery underneath this bucket, and when I go to tip it later to get the last bits of it, this thing won't be sliding around on me, so that just kind of helps that way. Okay, and then also when you get down to the bottom, just make sure you don't bring up any of the old junk that's down there. Alright, let's see what we got. So, there's our carboy. And this is what we're left over with. So,
yeast and byproducts and all that kind of stuff. So try to get as much of it as possible into the carboy, but don't get all the... as soon as it gets cloudy and then you mix it around, just leave it. If you are not quite full, let's say you're somewhere down here by the time you fill it up, just add water to it. Same tap water or whatever water, bottled water you're using to fill it up in the first place.
So you want to let this sit for about a week now. In 7 days or so, everything should settle down to the bottom. This will be clear. We'll be ready for bottling day. It's been about a week. We have let the beer sit there, and it's pretty much finished fermenting. It's sitting at 1.008. That's as far as this style of beer will go, which will give us approximately 5% alcohol. So today is bottling day. What we're gonna do is siphon off this stuff into our bottling bucket, and we're gonna use some PET 740 milliliter bottles to bottle them, and we'll also do some back priming as well. So let me show you how that's done. First, we're gonna siphon into the bucket, and once that's done, I'll bring you back. Okay, got the auto siphon going. And once this fills up, I'll bring you guys back. Alright, so the next thing you want to do is prime it. You see I have my 23 liters filled up in the bottling bucket with the spigot, hose, bottling wand. So for back priming it, to get your carbonation, you need to put a little bit of sugar into your mix so that it can carbonate inside of the bottles. Okay, so for this style of beer, I like to do about a cup and a half of dextrose. Because it is a light beer, I like to do a little bit more. Some people do about a cup. I've heard up to 2 cups being used as well. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll mix this up a little bit. And then we'll do 1 and a half. Okay, once you sanitize your spoon, go ahead and slowly stir it. Till you don't feel any more granules. And with the dextrose versus the table sugar, this stuff dissolves pretty much instantly. Alright, last step, you want to sanitize all your bottles. I'm using this wine bottle sanitizer. I'm using just a sanitizing solution, Star San, and then you're just sanitizing it like that. Let them drain, and you're ready to go. Alright, so last, you want to open up your spigot. Grab a bottle, and the way this works is as soon as you hit the plunger, you'll start getting liquid, and you just go all the way till you reach the very top of this. When you pull it out, you'll get exactly enough headspace for your bottles. So here we go. Okay, and see when you pull it out, you get exactly about 1 inch.
Then you just want to cap it and repeat. There we go, exactly perfect amount. All right, once you have your bottles filled, make sure they're nice and tight, and give them a few shakes to let everything kind of dissolve in there and shake around. So now you can leave this out for about 5 to 10 days. So the nice thing about these bottles is you'll know exactly when these are finished carbonating. You'll be able to give it a squeeze test, and you won't be able to squeeze it at all. It'll be like a very hard pop bottle. So once that's all very hard and you know it's carbonated, what you can do is throw them in the fridge for a few days, 2 days or something like that, and they're ready to drink. So what I do is I leave them out for about 10 days, and then I put them in the fridge for 4 days, and that gives me 2 weeks from bottling day where I find that they're quite nicely aged. And then after that, yeah, you're ready to go. So I still got a little bit left here because I still have beer in some of my other bottles here, so I'm gonna have to find a different bottle for this. But I just wanted to show you guys what the finished product looks like. So this has been sitting for maybe a month. Okay, so let's pour this and see what it looks like. Okay, so we got nice fizz. Okay. So you can see nice color, very nice head on it. Some really good carbonation. A lot of bubbles. And believe me guys, this tastes amazing. Okay, so that's about it for this video, guys. If you like this video, like the video. Channel very much appreciates it. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. And if you have any questions or comments or tips or tricks, let me know down below. Always looking to improve my style, so if you guys do it better, let me know. If you have any questions, anything that I missed, let me know as well. Okay guys, that is it for my time, and as always, I thank you for yours. We'll see you in my next video. Bye.